We are back on SportsManRadio. I'm your host, Chris Shanahans, and I am now joined by Washington Redskins linebacker who will be playing in this year's NFL Pro Bowl in just a few weeks. He is Lorenzo Alexander. How's it going, Lorenzo?
Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Just hanging out at the house.
Hey, sounds good to me, man. I know you'd rather be out on the football field, though, so let's get right into it. First, I want to talk about your career in all. I believe it was 2006. You signed to the Redskins practice squad, and you played on the team, the offensive line, tight end, defensive line, and on special teams. Is that all right? I mean, you play a lot of positions.
Yeah. I've played a lot of different things. I've kind of been a journeyman as far as my position in the NFL. And, 2006 on the practice squad. Played a little bit of everything. 07 made the team as a defensive lineman. Had to play O-line, some tight end, fullback, D-tackle, defensive end, outside linebacker, now inside linebacker. And throughout that whole time, I've always been kind of developing as a core and ace on special teams. So it's been a long journey. I put a lot of hard work into it. I had a lot of help as well from great coaches and players along the way. Just been blessed by God with a lot of support and the ability to stay healthy as well. So it's been a good career, especially from where it started, going undrafted. But it shows that, with a lot of persistence, dedication, hard work, and faith, that you can ultimately end up wherever you want to. But it's going to take some time.
Why do you think the coaching staffs that you've been with have had faith in you to play all those positions?
I think a lot of it just has to do with, production and practice, and then anytime I get opportunity in the game, going out there and flashing, making a play to help the team win. And it all starts in the classroom and on the practice field. They see that I'm able to handle several different positions, playing, different techniques, being able to execute those things in practice, and then, they feel comfortable enough to give me an opportunity, and I go out there and usually make a play, and I've been able to do that throughout my whole career. So I think that's why, whether it's Coach Gibbs, Coach Zorn, or now, Coach Shanahan coaching, I think all coaches have had great faith in me just because of my work ethic, being intelligent on the field, and then ultimately going out there and be able to transition that and making plays on the field. So it's just been something I've been blessed with to be able to do, and been having great coaching as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said that you are now a linebacker and a special team specialist with the Washington Redskins. The Redskins have a number of good linebackers in yourself, Fletcher, Orakpo, Kerrigan, etc. What are some things about the linebacker position that you learned from those guys?
A lot from Fletcher, I play inside behind him now. It's just, your football IQ is understanding where you need to be, what offenses are trying to do to you, depending on what coverage I'm in, what plays I give up, what routes I should never give up, and being able to make plays, knowing all of that, and understanding where everybody else is in the defense. And I think he's one of the greatest guys as far as watching film, dissecting it, understanding what they're trying to do, how to attack you, and then playing within yourself, within the confines of the defense to go and make plays. So I think that's probably one of my biggest leaps and bounds this year, is just understanding the offense, better from a schematic standpoint, and as far as routes, as far as when they line up in 2x2, 3x1 bunch, is a receiver out by the numbers, in by the numbers, all those different things is telling a story, and being able to recognize that at a fast pace and go out there and make a play and react.
Lorenzo, in 2010 against the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm sure you remember this, you laid a nasty hit on kick returner Jorah Calvin, and your coach right now, Mike Shanahan, said that was one of the best hits he had seen since he's been in the NFL. Later on in that season, he also said that you were the best special teams player that he'd been around. Do those words mean anything to you?
Well, of course. I mean, obviously it shows that your coach has a lot of faith in you, loves what you do for the team, appreciates you, and you just it's just a lot of hard work paying off. It's something that I try to make every coach, every player around the league feel the same exact way, week in and week out. And it's just going out there and being consistent, playing at a high level, reading your keys, having the guys around you doing the right things as well, and I'm able to go out there and make plays.
What does it mean to you to be a captain of the Washington Redskins?
It means a lot, especially starting on this team as a practice squad guy, being one of the guys just trying to, follow the leaders and trying to find my way on the field, being consistent week in and week out. Now finally being one of the older guys, one of the veterans on the team, being 8 years in this league now, where people turn to look to make a play, for some guidance, some encouraging words, some critical words as well when we need to get up. It's just a huge responsibility that I really cherish and love to do day in and day out every time I show up to go to work.
You guys are listening to Sportsman Radio. I'm your host, Chris Shannon, and I'm talking with Redskins linebacker Lorenzo Alexander. Lorenzo, this season you guys started off the season 3-6 after that 21-13 loss against the Carolina Panthers. Coach Shanahan said to the media, quote unquote, obviously we're not out of it statistically, but now we find out what type of character we've got and how guys keep on fighting through the rest of the season. Well, you guys definitely kept fighting and didn't lose a game during the rest of the regular season, ending the regular season on a 7-game winning streak. Lorenzo, what was going on during those first 9 games that you guys just couldn't get it going? You guys started off 3-6 and then just went on fire.
Winning and losing in this league is, the line is real thin. I think just for us, since I've been here, we weren't ever able to finish games. We'll play a great 3 quarters, a great 3.5 quarters, and then find a way to lose in that 4th quarter, the last 5 to 10 minutes of the game. And if you want to be a contender, a perennial playoff team, you can't do that. I mean, all the great teams, from the Patriots to Green Bay to Houston to the 49ers, they play good football for 60 minutes. And we didn't figure out how to do that until, week 10, after the bye week, where we were consistently doing that, closing out teams, and that's why we were able to get on a 7-game win streak. And just playing good football. And when you start winning 1 or 2 games, you get confidence. You play with a swag, and you just go out there, fly around, don't second guess yourself. You're not, as a coaching staff, you just dialing up plays, knowing that your players are going to go out there and make plays for you. And then it just starts steamrolling and snowballs in a great positive way, and then that's why you find yourself, sitting at the top of the division in the playoffs, for the first time since 2007. So, and that's really all it was. It was nothing special. Didn't do anything different at practice. Wasn't nothing really said differently. Guys just kind of took it upon themselves each and every day to prepare to play 60 minutes and actually go out there and actually do it. And I thought that's what really helped us out.
Did those words that Shanahan said motivate you guys at all?
I think to an extent, obviously some guys were kind of taken back from it and decided to, get together a little bit and talk about it. And, I think Coach Shanahan did a great job the day after that just to really tell us what he meant as far as he still was in with it for us for the rest of the season. But coaches are always, thinking that who's going to be on this team in the future. Do you want guys when it's 3-6 to kind of pack it in? No, you don't want those type of guys on your team. So I think he challenged everybody to step up, and guys answered the call and stood up and was able to win 7 games in a row. I think it ended a little soon for us, but that's just how it happens. I think we finally learned how to win this year. We got a pretty young team, and then hopefully, everybody coming back healthy next year. Add a couple of pieces here and there, and we can be a contender again. But we got to go out there and prove it.
Yeah, you guys finished the season 10-6, and just a few weeks ago, you guys took on the Seattle Seahawks in the wild card round of the playoffs. I got to ask you, what was that week of preparation like for yourself and the team making the playoffs for the first time since 2007?
It was like any other week. I mean, as far as preparation, getting ready for the game, obviously there's an added pressure, added intensity to the week as well, which, I really don't feel. I kind of take the same approach week in and week out, as far as my intensity and bringing it to the game. Because, if you have to step it up, then where you've been all season, obviously it's win or go home mentality. So the speed of the game does pick up a little bit, from top to bottom, the intensity of the game. But for the most part, it was like any other week, just preparing, trying to get ready for them. Obviously, they had Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch, who are 2 stars in this league, and ultimately went out there and beat us in the game with those 2 players, and just how effective they were against us. And we were never really able to stop them consistently, obviously we went up 14-0, but they were always able to drive the ball pretty well, kick field goals, and eventually that turned into touchdowns.
Yeah, unfortunately, you guys fell short, 24-14 in that game against the Seahawks. RG3 wasn't healthy. It seemed that way. What were your thoughts on the performance of RG3? I know that first half he played pretty well, but second half really was when I seen he was limping around the field a lot. I got to ask you, what do you take from that performance of RG3 in that game? And did you earn more respect from seeing him battle? And now we hear the injury. I believe it's a partial tear to the ACL and LCL.
Well, I don't know if it added any more respect. I already had a high regard of who I thought Robert was and his character and his willing to go out there and fight. I mean, he really didn't have anything to prove to me or anybody else in that locker room or in the organization as far as, is he a tough guy? Is he willing to lay it on the line? From that performance, I mean, as a football player going out there trying to win a game at all cost, looking back, hindsight's 2020, would you rather have him come out the game and allow Kirk to come in earlier and create a rhythm? Yes. Especially after being our franchise quarterback and everything. Yes.
Sorry, we broke up for a second. Sorry about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I don't know where you left off at, but he didn't have to prove anything to me or the organization. I thought he did a great job all year doing that as far as gaining our respect. Looking back, we wish, maybe Kirk could have came in the game a little bit earlier so he didn't have to have total reconstruction on that knee. But, hey, I mean, that's, you're in the game to play, and a guy that caliber doesn't get to where he is by taking himself out of the game. So I have no issue with it. I mean, obviously you don't want to see a guy go through that, but he's a tough guy, real determined, real goal-oriented. He said he's going to be back in time to play. I have no reason not to believe him. I know he put in all the work to get back to where he's going to be and come out stronger than ever and, put all his critics to rest. And, everybody, across the country is pretty much saying that, he's kind of lost something. So, to see him come back with all that passion and fighting will and come out next year and do some damage.
Mm-hmm. Lorenzo, I don't know if you noticed or not, but just a few hours ago it was named that RG3 is the Rookie of the Year. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, he deserved it. I mean, he was the most consistent rookie from week 1 to week 17, playing at a very high level. Making plays. I mean, obviously, our record the year prior was 5-11, I believe, and going from the bottom of the division to the top at 10-6, winning it, pretty much running the division. Pretty much should have went 6-0 in our division outside of that play we gave up on defense to Eli to Cruz. So he earned it. He deserved it, and it's just a great accomplishment for a guy that had so much pressure on him being the number 2 pick to come in and perform at such a high level. And he did it, and I think exceeded a lot of people's expectations. And that's just, kudos to him and his work ethic and humbleness all working together to create this.
Yeah, I agree. RG3 definitely deserved it. I wouldn't have been surprised if it would have been Andrew Luck or Russell Wilson either, or even Alfred Morris. But RG3 is the Rookie of the Year, and he earned it. He really did. Lorenzo, you'll be playing in the 2012 Pro Bowl in just a couple of weeks. I know you'd rather not be playing it and be playing in the big game, the Super Bowl in New Orleans, but I got to think you're looking forward to being in the Pro Bowl. Is that right?
Oh, yeah, this is my first one. I'm definitely going to go down there and enjoy it. I'm not going to allow, not being in the big game to kind of mess up my time with my family and friends and some of my, good friends and buddies that I played with in college. I've gotten to know around the league to go down there and kind of hang out with them and have a little fun. So I'm definitely going to take it all in, really remember the experience and really do it up while we're down there. So it should be a great time, just hanging out, with other great guys around the league and have a little bit of fun.
Hey, do me a favor, man. Enjoy that weather. I'm out here in Chicago freezing, man.
I will do that. I mean, our weather down here is kind of up and down all over the place, too, down here in Virginia. So me and my wife are definitely going to enjoy it along with our kids and my mom and my uncle. So we're definitely going to enjoy that. Hopefully it's like 80, 85. And,
oh, man.
Nice and warm, breeze, check it out, hit the beaches. It should be a good time.
Yeah, man. Don't rub it in, man. Don't rub it in. Lorenzo, you have your own foundation called the ACEPs Foundation. Can you please tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, it's the ACPs Foundation. Started back in 2008 with my mom and my auntie, and since then we've kind of brought it to D.C. I do stuff in Oakland, and it's all about empowering and enriching young people, really trying to change their lives, provide them different information to give them access to doors that otherwise wouldn't be provided to them just because they don't know, the parents don't know, the schools don't have the resources to educate them properly on, how do I get to college, what classes do I need to take, helping them stay out of trouble, making those smart decisions when it's them by themselves and somebody saying, sell these drugs for me. Just trying to hit them at all points so that we can change our inner cities, change kids' lives, one at a time, and make this world a little bit better place. And just giving back as much as I can, because people gave back to me, and using my NFL platform to pull those resources in the community together to achieve these goals. So it's been a great to be a part of. God has called me to serve, and I really enjoy doing it. The community has really stood behind me, as well as my teammates and family, and it's just been a great experience seeing these kids kind of change their lives and to see the light turn on, like, oh, that's what I should be doing, or okay, now I know what I need to do. So it's very rewarding just to see the kids become enlightened in a sense.
Yeah, Lorenzo, you're on Twitter, man, at OneManGang97. Why do you make it important to, give back to the community, to talk to your fans? Why is that important to you, man? Because I know you do it a lot.
Yeah, well, for me, obviously, I think I'm blessed by God. I'm a strong man of faith, and I think He's called me to serve. He's done so much for me, so I try to use the resources that He's provided me to give back to the youth, and that's a big thing. And also, people in my life took time out of their busy schedules, coaching, volunteering to help me become successful today. And as far as the fans, I mean, they support me, on and off the field, coming out to my events, cheering for me, coming to the games. It's not cheap to do these things, so I love to interact with them, get to know them on a personal level, really bond, because I understand that I'm not going to be in the NFL forever. So just really trying to develop some real relationships and entrench myself in the Washington, D.C. area, because I really love it here. This is my home now, so I definitely want to be part of the community even when I'm done playing. So you got to build those relationships now and, and really nurture them.
Yeah, man, that sounds great. Lorenzo, thanks so much for joining me tonight, man. I really appreciate it. Before I let you go, is there anything else you would like to tell myself and our listeners?
No, just tell Kerry Carter I said what's up. I don't really like a Stanford guy following me up, but I thank you for allowing me to go first. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, it's all good, man. Whenever you're in Chicago, I don't think you guys play Chicago next season, but whenever you're out here, man, I'd love to meet up with you, man. And hopefully I can have you back on the show.
Off season.
Hey, sounds good, man. Just let me know.
All right.
All right, take care, my man, and enjoy the Pro Bowl.
All right, appreciate it.